Guys, I want to tell you a little bit about the history of the rainbow. Have you guys ever heard of the rainbow before?
I think my grandma might have had it.
Really?
I've heard about it, but.
Oh, wow. A long time ago.
Oh, long time.
Oh, okay. All right. You've never heard of it, Roman? Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the history of the rainbow before we get started. They've been making the rainbow since 1936. They call them Rex Air from 1936 to 1960. In 60, they changed the name to Rainbow, and I'll kind of tell you what happened with that. But there was a guy that came back from World War II in the mid-40s, and he was kind of a young guy. He was in his mid-20s, and he seen a demo of a Rex Air, and he wanted to sell them. And he came to the president. His name was T. Russ Hill, and he said, "I want to sell these things." And he said, "You can't. You're too young. Nobody's going to take you seriously." He's in his mid-20s and he's been to war, so I think he's probably mature enough.
Yeah.
But back then, things were a little bit different, So the story goes is that he outsaid him. He just sat there and talked to him until he convinced him that he could sell them. So he finally let him sell them, and he did so well that he bought the entire company.
Wow.
So I guess he could sell them, right? Okay. So in 1960, a good Christian man, his name was J.B. Sanders. He's driving down a dirt road in Kansas, and he'd seen a rainbow from one end to the other, and he had never seen that ever in his life. And he said that he got out of his car, and he was leaning up against his car. Our motto was, God uses water outside to clean the dust out there, and we use water on the inside to clean the dust out of here. And he said, he leaned up against his car, and he said, "That's it, we're going to call it God's Promise, Rainbow." So that's how we changed our name in 1960. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we've been Rainbow ever since, and the company that makes the rainbow is still Rex Air. So, and the thing that I'm most proud of is we're 100% American made. I think we need more of that. There's not one itty bitty piece that's made anywhere else but America. We're in 107 countries around the world. We just got into China a couple of years ago. So there are now people in China looking at the bottom of something that says made in the USA. That's a little bit different instead of us looking at something made in China, right? Okay, now guys, I want to say this before we get started with the presentation, and I mean this with all my heart. What I'm about to show you guys is for sale. Okay, when we get finished with the presentation, if the rainbow is something that you guys feel that you need in your home, by all means get it. Okay, they're pretty expensive, and people sometimes when they know what they are, they're thinking, man, they're too expensive. But after you guys see the presentation, you're going to kind of understand why they are the price that they are. But if you guys decide to get it, go ahead and get it. And if you don't, that's okay too. We still part as friends. Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Deal. I don't want you guys ducking me in the grocery store.
No, never.